Making Papa's biscuits. These boys are 10 years old. They've been making biscuits for I don't know, 5 years, 6 years. They've been made a lot of them. This is an old recipe that I found in a book, and I've changed it a little bit. You've got to make this with grandkids. It's don't make it by yourself. We're putting 8 cups of flour in there, and at this point I'll mention what the ingredients are. 8 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of baking powder, 6 teaspoons of sugar, 4 teaspoons of salt, 1 1/3 cups of shortening, 2 2/3 cup of milk. And what we do, we bake these only 8 minutes, so they're partially cooked, and then we cool them and put them in baggies and freeze them. The kids take them home with them, and on a school day or whenever they want biscuits, they just pop them in a toaster oven. In about 10 minutes they've got nice fresh hot biscuits. And this recipe is, I've quadrupled the recipe, and it makes about 80 to 100 biscuits. They're small, and I have a video that'll show the end result. But it's fun, and the kids can do most everything. You guys are counting, huh?
Yep, we're on 6.
Okay. And 80 or 100 biscuits sounds like a lot, but how many do you cook at a time, George? 20?
Yep.
And how many do you eat at a time?
Like 10, 7.
7, 10?
I eat so many at a time.
Yeah, and your folks do too, huh? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to show you how to make them, and it's simple and it's fun, and you end up with a wonderful product. The biscuits are good, and the kids just love it. Okay, you guys can work on the baking powder. I've got it out there. 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons of baking powder. Now the boys are putting in 6 teaspoons of sugar. Whoops. And then mix that up. Okay, you're done with the sugar. Now we need 4 teaspoons of salt. And you want to eat one of the batches today or cook them all? I mean, we'll freeze them all.
Yep, we'll eat some today.
You're going to eat some today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now the utensils you'll need is a rolling pin, and we put a sock on it. That helps out. We use a pastry cloth on a counter. You can use a board, but a pastry cloth is good. The biscuits don't stick to it. And you'll need the measuring cups and a pastry blender. And these are various shapes and sizes, but that's a typical one. And that cuts the shortening into the flour.
Done.
Okay, we've mixed the dry ingredients. Now I'm putting in the 1 1/3 cup of shortening. Okay, we've got the shortening in there, and with a knife, just cut it in a little bit in the big pieces. And then take your pastry blender and cut it in until it gets to the consistency of, they say cornmeal, but what we're doing here is coating each little particle of shortening with flour. Okay, now the boys are putting in 2 cups and 2/3 cups of milk, and we're using 2% here. Fill them up to the top, all the way, all the way. You're measuring. No, that's not enough. And here go the 2/3. Whoa, that's a full one. All right, fill it up again. All right, and then put a little bit more in because George was a little shy back there.
I think I already kind of did.
Okay, that's good.
See it. Yeah.
Now the boys have dropped a few things in the kitchen, and a few things are on the floor, a little flour, but in the big scheme of things, that's a good problem to have your grandkids make a little mess in your kitchen. A lot of people would love to have that problem. Okay, I'm trying to get this mixed up and turn it into one big ball in the bowl. And then what I'll do is cut it in quarters and make 4 separate batches. Cutting this into quarters, and one is about like that. Then over here, you take some flour and put it on your pastry cloth. Take this guy, press him down, flip him over, and this is as far as you can go. The grandkids have to do it after this. Okay, they're putting a little flour on their rolling pin, and then they'll just roll it out to where you guys want it. You roll it out, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, doesn't matter. These biscuits are kind of thin. Don't roll it too thin there, Jack. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now show them how that we do with the pizza wheel.
Now we cut in about like, I don't know how many.
Just squares. Just go ahead and cut.
Yep, just do
You got to press hard.
squares.
Well, I said they were small biscuits. These are getting to be big.
Bigger than they usually are. Looks like a country or something.
And
that we
then
made.
you go this way.
Yeah. And
like you should probably cut these into.
whatever crash goes. Okay, we use about 3 cookie sheets making this. Each batch should fit on 1 cookie sheet, and we cook them at about 450. That's a little hot sometimes, but you don't want to burn the bottoms. And we cook them about 450 for 8 minutes, and keep an eye on the bottoms because you don't want to burn them. And you'd like to stop just before they brown, but a little browning is okay.
What if we made one?
Roll from the center out. You've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. You ought to know how by now, huh?
I know how.
With one hand?
Really? Crunch.
Okay, flip it. Flip it.
Or we can just turn.
Turn that. That works.
What if we made one giant biscuit using all of them?
Okay, now Jack's going to do the cutting. It seems like a small batch.
Well, I think I rolled it thinner.
Yeah, maybe you did.
So these are gonna be fatter biscuits.
Better? Thicker, huh? Mm-hmm. Press hard. You don't want to have to go through it again. Good job.
I think I should also do
Yeah.
that medium one through there.
Oh.
Oh wait.
Okay. All right. We got real small ones there. All right. Put them on the cookie sheet.
Mini biscuits.
These are like biscuit fries.
Biscuit fries. Okay. Jack's working on batch number 3 as it goes on the floor. No, didn't do it.
Okay, turn it.
Now we need another cut job. Now we can use cookie cutters sometimes if the kids want to make them into the shape of an antique car. We've got some cookie cutters that do that. But today we're just doing square biscuits or rectangular biscuits or random shaped biscuits. All right, you like that? There's a cookie sheet. George likes to eat the dough raw.
Oh yeah,
A ball.
So I'm gonna do one of those. I'm gonna use one of the.
A ball biscuit?
Yeah, we'll both have our own balls.
Okay, I don't know how a ball biscuit's gonna be, but it'll be a biscuit.
Mine's the bigger ball.
2 balls. 2 balls in a fry.
Okay,
Okay, I think this one's done.
let's get those guys in the oven. Oh, that's a big ball.
Mine's gonna like puff up.
Okay, you're doing better.
Now it's working.
Working pretty good now. Now those first batch of biscuits, 8 minutes would have been too long. They started to brown, and I have the oven close to 450, so you got to watch them. You don't want to brown the bottoms, and a little brown on top is okay. Oh, these are going to be thick again, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
George makes
Press hard, Jack.
thick ones and thin ones. Maybe
Okay. Okay, put the last batch on the cookie sheet. This is the cookie sheet we baked the first batch with. And now these we're going to cook all the way, and you'll eat them, right?
Yep.
How many are there?
Quite a few.
Quite a few? Okay. Well, this will be lunch, huh?
Yep.
All right. This is what they look like when they come out of the oven, and over on near the stove. The first batch, we put them on a paper towel so we could retrieve the cookie sheet. Well, this is all the biscuits we end up with. It's not that many because they're going to eat one whole batch. But we'll let those cool for a minute and pop them in baggies and put them in the freezer. Well, each guy will end up with 60 or 70 biscuits. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot for George because he's got to share them with a brother and two sisters and his folks, and Jack's lucky. He only has to share his with his folks, so they'll last Jack a little longer. Okay, we're going to eat those. What'd your balls end up looking like? Oh,
well, George is like fell apart, and then this is mine.
That's kind of grotesque, huh? Okay, let's eat. I want to know how they are. Yeah, because you cooked them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are they really good? Well, they usually are. All right, well, we'll see how you guys do. Well, now Grandma and the two mamas are attacking the biscuits.
They look good. Did you make extra? Does anybody get any, or that's it?
Yeah, you
Hey,
take you
don't
take you
spill.
take a bag home.
Oh, good.